Hey, I'm Harry Mays. It's been 287 days since the Eagles lost a football game. And you know what? It sucks.
I'm Jason Myrtetus. Is there some halls around? Because I just coughed one up like the Eagles did. It's the Eagles Squad Show coming off a loss.
You are Locked On Eagles Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
That's right. It is the Eagles podcast or postcast with the Squad Show, brought to you by Mazda. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights in this week's Moving the Game Forward. Mazda, move and be moved. And unfortunately, in this situation, Harry, the highlights on our end, at least, turn out to be a low light as the Eagles find a way to cough up a win when they have a huge lead. I'm stunned, and I'm stunned at Kevin Petula and the play calling and the lack of the use with a large lead of a running game. It's a head scratcher again.
It is. We seem to be scratching our heads about something each and every week, even in wins. You know, when they were 4-0, we were saying, like, oh, how did this happen? But, yeah, you're right. I mean, they had 17-3 lead. And, you know, Saquon ends up with 6 carries. I'm wondering if there's something up with him physically. He did get up very slowly after one of the carries. And I know, Nance made mention of it. And then he was out for the next 6 plays. He was on the sideline for 6 plays. And so I don't know if there's something up with him physically. But it's really bizarre that you have a guy like that with a 14-point lead, and he only ends up the game with 6 carries. Now, he did have a big penalty that ended up costing the Eagles, too. 4th and 4, the ball around midfield, and Devontae Smith makes this great catch down the left-hand side on the sideline for a first down, you think. And, oh, by the way, the flag was thrown, and it's Saquon Barkley for an illegal shift.
Yeah.
So that was an unfortunate thing.
That's
then
they
ended up having to punt the ball, and then you had that crazy intentional grounding call that ended up being picked up. I actually thought there were 2 receivers in the area there. Obviously,
I disagree.
Really?
I think that was intentional grounding all day.
Well, he was intentionally grounding the ball, but if there's receivers in the area, you usually it doesn't get called.
Well, what areas was it? 19101, the zip code of the stadium for Jesus?
Well, I have a Wayne zip code, but I'm not technically in Wayne, but I'm in the area.
Why.
I'm in the area of Wayne. So,
okay. I mean, geez, like if to me a receiver has to be in the area and semi at least looking at the play. Like both guys are scattered off in different directions. I'm going like there's got to be an intent to try and catch the ball or be near it. I mean, they had no intent.
Yeah,
clearly he was grounding the ball.
Oh, totally.
Trying to complete it.
Absolutely,
I totally agree with that.
I can't believe he got rid of it. To be honest with you, on that,
it was a
on
nice
that play.
But
then they ended up with, instead of losing the down, it was 3rd and 6, and then Sutton makes this great catch over Quinyon Mitchell for 16 yards right along the sideline there, and away Denver goes. And then they just kept the ball and end up getting that field goal, a 36-yard attempt after
the penalty.
Nix took the sack. He took a sack smartly. He didn't throw the ball. He kept the clock running. And I thought Sean Payton against Vic Fangio today was really entertaining stuff. Like they're two of the best guys at it. Offensive coordinator type versus D coordinator. It was an entertaining game. Obviously, the Eagles come out on the wrong end. But man, you can go back and pick through a lot of this stuff. 5 pre-snap penalties on the Eagles.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
That is unacceptable. You're darn right it is. And if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm really harping on that this week in practice because that cannot happen. There were 21 accepted penalties in the game combined between the two teams. That is way too much laundry on the field.
Yeah, I could have gone upstairs and done my kids' laundry and seen less. And I got 3 kids.
You got 3. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Let's bring in Louies Dibiase right now. Of course, you see him on Locked On Eagles every day, and like this game to me is it's a cough up. It's one of those ones where you had it, you were in control, and somehow they just find a way to lose it. And I don't want to blame just Kevin Petula. I don't want to blame the fact that Saquon ran the ball once in the second half and he doesn't look right. He hasn't looked right. I think this was a collective loss. And I think Harry nailed it. I think Sean Payton got the better of Vic Fangio today. And they are two of the best, most cerebral. I mean, that's like a young 16-year-old Magnus Carlsen taking on Gary Kasparov in chess. That's what that is. Two grandmasters going at it. And that's what it looked like to me.
I don't know who those guys are, Louis.
I don't either.
Recognize
I was hoping
names?
one of you did. Yeah.
Well, Magnus Carlsen's the youngest world champion of all time and has held it for 10 years. And Gary Kasparov, the Russian chess grandmaster, was one of the best ever to dethrone Bobby Fischer.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're talking about the best minds and strategy going head to head.
I thought Kasparov was a left winger in the KHL.
Or an astronaut, right?
Yeah.
But your immediate thoughts, and I know you just did your show, but your immediate thoughts and kind of where do you want to point the finger at, Louis?
Yeah, I don't want to blame the defense. I think holding a team like the Broncos that have talent and a really good play caller, one of the best in the game, to 3 points until like late in the third quarter should do the trick when you have this kind of talent, this much money and prime star power on your offense. Like, it's getting infuriating how inconsistent a unit that, while yes, Kevin Petullo definitely wasn't a guy that was elevating you today, I don't think you lost because of Kevin Petullo. Even with Petullo as your play caller, when you have this much talent, there should not be halves every single week where you are just incompetent. Like, the highs and lows of this football team, if they don't figure that out and find consistency on offense, and it wasn't black and white, like you said, there isn't just one fix to this. Until they figure that out, though, you're going to continue to get the 2018, 2023 like comparisons, because while the problems aren't the same as those past teams, the inability to evolve and to be consistent after a Super Bowl season has plagued this team on offense every single time. And I think if I had to pinpoint one thing that is the main issue, if I had to make it black and white, it is the fact that they can't run the football in the second half of games. Like, this team normally, especially last year, was unstoppable. Yeah, when they had double-digit point leads in the second half, like, good luck. But they can't. I mean, they had 4 drives in a row today in the second half where the drives didn't last for even 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's just
D right back on the field.
Yeah, that's not fair to ask of any defense in football, even as elite as the Eagles. So they can't run the football right now. They didn't even really try today, but they've kind of lost that superpower that made them so unbeatable last year if they got a lead early.
They are like a buddy of yours, a friend, a girlfriend, whatever it is, that anytime that you would hang out with them, you had no idea what you were going to get. They would get up and go to the bathroom at the restaurant, and they come back. They're bipolar. Like, they come back and they'd be a totally different person. And you're like, what happened? You can't put your finger on it. Like, they've changed all of the sudden. Yeah. They have no confidence. They have no flow. The other team gains momentum, and they don't have an answer to stem it. And Bo Nix today, I thought in the second half of that game, once he got a flow,
he was good.
He was good. 12th overall pick, 5th quarterback taken in that draft. And boom, I thought he went out there and just executed, calm, and he was a major issue.
I was impressed with Baker's younger brother.
Yeah,
as Vic Fangio
I thought he was
referred
impressive
to
in
him.
the second half.
Yeah.
You mentioned flow. That's a great word for it, because normally this offense, they're killers in the second half when they have a lead. Like, they go for the jugular, and they don't give you the ball back, or they score that dagger touchdown. Yeah, like last year, like Jalen gets that ball to A.J. Brown, and they win the football game. But this year just feels like they clench up. It's like they don't trust themselves on that side of the football.
Well,
when they have a lead.
They did have the play, though, Louis. They had the play called. They executed it, and Saquon got called for the penalty.
But that's the thing is, like, they clench up, and it's always something. That's why it's not black and white. It's a flow thing. They're not playing in synchronicity. If it's not a penalty, it's just a miscue between Hurts and Brown. If it's not that, it's a bad block. I don't know. It's always something. And it's frustrating when you watch it on offense and not defense, because the defense is the youngest in football. They should be the ones making mistakes, not the offense where all the money is and all the veterans are. And yet that is where the problems are right now. So I think Jalen especially, he's not pulling the trigger like in tight windows in the second half, and instead he's taking sacks a lot, and that's why drives are dying
today.
Here's a lot of the time. Yeah.
Here's another big issue, Louis. This plays right into what you're talking about. On 3rd and 2 at the Eagle 29, Makuba makes the open field tackle on Harvey. Stops him short of the first down, and Bond came in. It was kind of a bang-bang play. I don't know if I agree with the penalty, but he hit him in the helmet, and I think that's why he got it. Late hit and automatic first down. I mean, and then they're
a very undisciplined football team right now on both sides of the ball.
They were able to grind more clock off, and the Eagles had to use all their timeouts, and they end up kicking the field goal, and that's really it.
The Bond play, you're right, because you don't expect that from Zach Bond.
I mean, he's trying to make a play. I can't really kill him, but he hit him in the helmet, and that's why they threw it, I think.
What they said was Gene Steratore said he made the decision to have the contact before he could have pulled. He could have made the decision not to hit him before he was down.
Okay.
And he didn't make the decision. And again, it's the head contact. Let's just be honest.
Way too much Gene Steratore on the broadcast. That means there's too many freaking penalties.
Yep.
Yeah, if the Eagles are on CBS the rest of the year, I would love that. The broadcast was listening to Tony Romo and them was just it made it even worse.
I like Romo.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
are
so
the minority.
I
know
Romo
I am,
was
but
great
I've been
today.
out for years now.
Romo was terrific today.
All right, Louis done with the show. We've taken him out because he's not a Romo fan. Like, I hated Romo as the player, right? As the Cowboy.
I'm the minority here against the former Dallas Cowboys quarterback on an Eagles show. Come on.
Here we go, Jim.
Yeah.
I think it just makes the moment.
He's drawing
big.
on the screen before the snap. Like, I'm trying to watch the play, and I got yellow marker everywhere. Like, it's his whiteboard. Like, I'm watching the game. Stop drawing on my TV.
He was doodling in the fourth quarter. It made no sense what he was doing. He was just doodling.
All right, hey, Louis, I'm going to ask you this question because I don't know if you've addressed this on any of your daily shows, but he finally did return one today for 15 yards. Dotson on the punt returning, the automatic fair catch, they are giving up yards on practically every one of those plays.
8 to 12 yards.
I said this last week, too, on our show. Like, it's a give up. You're giving up 8, 10 yards. That is important stuff right there. He just automatically puts up the arm, boom, fair catch.
Even when there's a punt that has no hang time.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
Oh, he's instantly giving it up. Yeah, no, I actually thought about that during the game. I haven't discussed it on an episode because I haven't really noticed it. I've been noticing how bad the kickoff team is. Like, that's a problem too with Bigsby and Shipley. It's not good. Their return game in both areas is bad. But yeah, Dotson doesn't even give it a chance.
Is he told? Do you think they just
he might
said,
be?
hey,
he might be told.
Just secure the ball. That's all we want.
Yeah, he might be. I don't know. There's got to be a better option. And I know DeJean is so valuable, but maybe you put him back there in some big spots, like close in the game.
Farzetta is going to freak out. Farzy will freak out.
I wouldn't make him the full-time guy, but it's not even a play, like you said, with Dotson. I mean, maybe put Shipley back there. I don't trust Bigsby with anything right now. I can't believe they gave up multiple picks for that guy.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the fix is.
Tuesday's episode, Louis Dibiase breaks down the punt return.
Hey, be a good episode.
Hey, I got 5 shows a week, so I got time for it.
He needs content, man.
This team is not short of that's for sure.
That's the amazing thing, right? They're 4-1, and there are no shortage of talking points at all. Yeah. So let's go to one of the biggest talking points, and we alluded to it already, and it is Saquon Barkley. And I don't know if there's a chicken or the egg here. What came first? The offensive line is not executing the way it did a year ago. You could have drove an aircraft carrier through some of the holes he was hitting in the second half.
Plus, you had Dickerson go down again.
They just need to shut him down at this point. I mean, he's just not going to be 100%. Right? I mean, do like what you did with Nolan Smith. It's not ideal to have Brett Toth in there for a month, but I mean, now it's an ankle injury. Yep. It's too much with Dickerson. And I think everybody's still on the offensive line dealing with ailments from last year. Cam Jurgens doesn't look fully
doesn't
healthy
look right.
either
No.
from the back surgery. And Tyler Steen's fine, but he's not Mekhi Becton of last year.
But he's the worst offensive lineman they have.
Right.
I mean,
And so
yeah.
the tackles are great, but the interior of your line, I think, is the big issue there. But today, I think it was just they didn't try. They were so hell-bent on – they were so set on fixing the passing game.
Right.
They had 38 attempts, only 6 carries to Saquon. Yeah. I don't want to say they went too far because I did want to see them fix the passing game, but like they didn't even try. Saquon did, have that 117-yard run.
17 yards, it's his longest of the year.
Well, he had another good run too, but it's an RPO and Steen's downfield.
Yeah.
And it gets called back.
I know the defense was trying to take him away. And again, the Eagles need to evolve this year. Like what worked last year isn't always going to work this year. The passing game needs to be able to close games out too. And they had many opportunities today, but
they ran a wheel route to Saquon that was really nice.
Which was great. But they do need to be able to run the ball in the second half, or else this is gonna no lead's gonna be safe because the passing game is never going to be consistent enough to do that week in and week out.
And also, Hurts didn't run the ball much this week.
Yeah, he was he was stretching out his calf. It looked like
to me a little bit.
Yeah, there was something going on with his one leg during the game. He wasn't running well.
Did you see kind of just when they're getting the ball back with a minute 18, I think it was left.
A minute
and they're
11.
showing him he's chucking it. Yeah, and he just didn't have that look in his eye. Like I'm going to march this team to look. We judge quarterbacks on that situation. That's greatness, right? The last 2 minutes. You can't go down and get a field goal. You got to go down and get a touchdown. Like we've seen the look in Tom Brady's eyes, John Elway's eyes, in Peyton Manning's eyes when those situations come up. He looked like a little, just did not look intense enough.
Yeah,
and I didn't see it. Like I just felt like his body language was a little off today.
I think that's just perfect for what the Eagles are in the second half. It just feels like they're sleepwalking through it every single week, and they're like, "Here you go, like defense, bail us out, 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out." And I think Jalen, I don't want to say he's the main part of the problem because he's had some incredible halves of football the last 3 weeks, but. Yeah, I think he gets too tentative. It's crazy that he'll just put it on the money 57 yards down the field and then just will refuse to throw the football. Like, look, in the NFL, there's not going to be wide open plays every single game, even with the talent they have. Taking tight window attempts doesn't always mean you're playing reckless football. Like, I think that I'd much rather have, even if it's an interception at times, taking that chance than taking 6 sacks in the second half. I mean, that's just... I don't know. I think that he's taking this cautious approach a little bit of not turning the ball over a little bit too far at times.
I think the only time he really had confidence when he went to Devontae Smith in the game.
Yeah.
He was fantastic today.
Devontae was great today. And he made the play. Like, if it wasn't for that penalty, they regained the lead, and who knows, maybe they win the game. So Devontae was incredible.
I thought Devontae, I mean, he was going up. He's doing things that you don't expect him to do, going up and battling for balls.
Well, I mean, AJ had Surtain on him the whole game, so like he got the better cornerback matchup. But
you got to exploit it, and he did.
Right, he did. He was terrific. But to your guys' point about Hurts, he had Dotson wide open, and overthrew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, his toes just out there. You're talking about down the left sideline when?
No, I'm talking about when he just overthrew Dotson down late in the game, down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Jalen had a really good performance for the majority of it. I mean, like that first half was great. So that's why it's so frustrating, is because you're seeing these super high highs, but the low lows are just, it's unbelievable the variance of this offense right now. That's what's so frustrating.
I think this is where we are right now. I think that all of the outside noise outside of Philadelphia about Jalen Hurts, all of the tamping down of how good he is or how whatever, where he ranks, these rankings
on a list,
these Colin Cowards and Nick Wrights and these D-bags all over the league. And we get our backup about these guys. And now we've gotten our backup to an extent where we're like, we almost think he's perfect. He is not the perfect quarterback. He can make mistakes, right?
He's a winner.
He is a winner, no doubt about it. But he is not going to be perfect. And our overcompensation of defending him from the national media has now created an issue of, look, part of it he has been flat out inconsistent, but it feels more exacerbated because we're constantly beating off like with a stick telling Colin Cowherd to go pack sand and all that stuff, right? Because everybody else
I think it's pound sand.
Pound sand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
said
an old
beating off,
Dutchy
too.
phrase.
Yeah, but like I think we've gone now so far with it that when he does falter, it's almost like, shoot, they might be right.
He's not a perfect player. I think at least on this show, we all know his shortcomings.
Fair about it.
He's a pretty inconsistent passer. He's great in different ways.
Always will be too.
Yeah, we never said he was elite because of his consistency as a passer. Like
Right.
he has, again, some incredible passing performances, and they normally seem to be at the brightest moments. Like the gotta have at times, like that is when he is at his best. But I think we all know that Jalen Hurts is not like consistent. But this year, though, to just be totally inept at times, like that's not Jalen Hurts with this talent.
That's
too.
what's shocking.
It's 3 games in a row. Honestly, you can say like the Dallas game in the second half, the whole game against the Chiefs wasn't great. The fact that they just every single week just cannot move the football.
The second half in Tampa.
But I will say that is unlike even Jalen. Yeah. And again, my main take on that is I just think sometimes he's holding on to the football because he's afraid to make a mistake. And I think to keep the lead, but at times that is what's giving teams a shot to get back into football games.
But I will tell you, though, that ball in the Hail Mary was in Devontae Smith's mitts. It was,
and he
right
did
in
make the
between
throw
his
to
hands.
Devontae.
He did. Yeah,
I'm not going to blame him on the overthrow
No.
to Brown for the touchdown either. I think Brown gave up on the route. So like Jalen did make enough plays to win the football game.
Yeah.
Well, the Dotson one where he does step out of bounds was a great
It was a great throw. But when the run game is totally non-existent, though, you need more from Jalen Hurts. And I think it's okay to ask of that of your franchise quarterback. And right now you're not getting that. It's okay to want to, from time to time, a 4-quarter performance from this offense, this passing game. I don't think that with the talent and the proven resume is a lot to ask. So that's why it's frustrating.
Yeah, no question about it. Back after this, we'll talk about Saquon Barkley. All right, let me tell you about Square. What is Square? Well, we know what a Square is. There are certain businesses that make the neighborhood, your neighborhood, the places that become the extension of your home. Well, whether it's the sports bar dedicated to your team's fan base, the spot with the best wings in town for a game day, or that beloved local chain that's been rooted for in your community for years. These businesses are what bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. I've often said it. I consider a home-cooked meal at any place that serves good food in Chester County. That's where I live. So share the neighborhood love. Tell us about those businesses in your neighborhood. We have great places, from the OCC at the Reading Terminal Market, Maine at 12th and Filbert, the Down Home Diner if you're into diners, DH Cheesecakes, Herschel's Eastside Deli. These are great places. Fiddler's Green, another good spot in the area. You get all kinds of great places in our own neighborhoods where you can have a great meal and hang out with great people. Sports are something that bring neighborhoods together. That's the communal experience of sports, whether it's gathering for the game day rituals, celebrating the best wings in town, celebrating the win, or just being part of a fan base that calls this place home. That's what sports is all about. And when we show up as a community, it can mean big business for local business owners. And that is a great thing. Money spent in the neighborhood, it stays in the neighborhood. So take this ad, take what I'm telling you as an excuse. Go find your favorite local spot. Have yourself a day in the neighborhood. Whatever town you live in, find somewhere in your neighborhood. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/LockedOnNFL to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square. We will see you in the neighborhood.
She in the neighborhood, Bo.
Dude, I love the neighborhood food. Like one of my favorite neighborhood spots is a place called Hank's in Chadds Ford.
Yeah.
They had a right along East Branch of the Delaware River.
Nice.
And they flooded and it ruined the whole place, and they just reopened.
Oh, okay.
This place, they've had the same egg cooked there since the FDR administration. This dude cooks the best omelet you'll ever have. I will support them to the moment I go into the ground.
Yeah, good.
That's what I'm talking about. Now,
All right,
speaking
Saquon.
of the ground,
Yes. Yes.
that was a very lucky radio segue. But the ground game in general, what is the fix? You mentioned, Louis, I think it was you that mentioned, you got to shut down Dickerson for a little bit to get him right, or else it's just going to linger. You know
He's
what I
had
mean?
3 different injuries since the preseason.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better just to shut a guy down, let him fully heal, and then you can go forward and he can become a dominant player again. But if you try and play through 3 different injuries, you get a player that's never through the entire season going to be what he can be.
He had a back, a knee, and now an ankle.
Yeah, I mean, geez, he's banged up.
Yeah.
What do they do about this ground game? Because it is partially about the offensive line, but there is some element to Saquon here. He does not look as explosive.
No.
Yeah, I don't think Saquon looks exactly the same, and I think that's par for the course throughout the history of this league. When a guy has a historic usage rate in a season, normally the next year they don't come back looking as fresh, especially when it's a Super Bowl season where they play deep into February.
There's a drop-off.
Yeah, there's a drop-off naturally, but I don't think Saquon looks like he's completely lost a step where they should be this inconsistent running the football. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a middle ground there. I think simply put, they need to get healthy. I think that's the problem. Like you said, Landon Dickerson is not healthy. I would put him on short-term IR, try to get him back a little later in the season when he's at 100% ready for the stretch run, because he's limping through football games right now. And I just don't think a 45% Landon Dickerson, the numbers are proving it. Like, he's allowing pressures every week. They're not running effectively, running to the left side, which was normally their strength last year. You got to shut him down. And again, like, Cam Jurgens isn't healthy, and Tyler Steen's not all that talented. So he's fine, but he's not a plus.
Is this the window? Because you have the Giants on the road, Minnesota on the road, Giants at home, and then a bye week.
I think you can get by without Landon Dickerson right now. I think this is the time to shut him down.
This is the window, because that bye week.
You could still get to. You could be 7-1 at that point with Dickerson coming back, and I think he'll be way better than right
being
now.
Healthy.
Yeah, because it's not worth it at this point. Like, it's not. You're not getting positive things from him anyway, and then by the end of the year, he's not going to be useful in the playoffs. So. Yeah, I think that's probably the smart move. And today, though, was just about like committing to the run more. They were just so hell-bent, it felt like, on making right with what happened with A.J. Brown this week. And again, I love that they tried to fix the passing game, and they did for a lot of this game. But I just feel like they took it too far, where like only 6 attempts for Saquon.
When you have
even
a 17-3 lead, like that's the time to use your horse.
Right.
You know?
Especially when you see the passing game's not working.
Right.
Yeah, and Andy Reid's got a 24-0 lead. Yeah, we'll chuck the ball in the wind.
Yeah.
And that just stops the clock. Like, that's when you want to run the ball and control the clock, not give it back. And you said it earlier, Louis. Like, in the second half of that game, the defense goes out, the offense goes out, it's 3 and out, and they're right back on the field for the second week in a row. Granted, it wasn't 110 degrees today.
Right. But speaking of Dickerson being out, Toth had a huge penalty on first down after Denver scored to make it, I think it was 17-10. And Toth had holding on first down, so it makes it 1st and 20. They ended up in 3rd and 13, and McMillan came in and drilled Jalen with a sack. 3 and out. Thank goodness for that Latu guy. Made a great play on the punt return. A great tackle, because that could have gone for 20 yards. But Denver ended up driving down and scoring the touchdown. And that 2-point conversion was balls. To call that there with that much time left in the game, I thought he was crazy. and they had a play, and they made it. And that really changed the way, the Eagles had to play it, because now you're down 4 after the next field goal. You had to score a touchdown. I mean, think about if that's 20-17 at the end of that game. The Eagles probably tie that football game, and we go to overtime.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Peyton's got balls, man. He's got balls.
He's always been a good coach.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that I think we've always looked at and said, I wouldn't mind him coaching.
No,
here.
I know.
One of those
he would have
guys.
been good here too.
You wouldn't have different play callers every year, which always hurts his football team.
Yeah, right.
I think that again is like, to go back to the main, big picture thing about what's wrong with the offense. every season they promote from within and have a new play caller, they always face this kind of inconsistency. Even when they eventually figure it out, like Kellen Moore did, they go through growing pains. And I'm just kind of sick of seeing that every single year when the personnel is the same every single season. But when you have a head coach that doesn't call plays and can't really do it effectively, and you continue to promote from within because you won a championship and it's almost like a celebratory promotion instead of the right decision, you're going to face these kind of issues, I think. And again, Petullo wasn't the main reason you lost today, but he didn't, if they weren't able to run the football to close it out, he didn't have another answer. The passing game did not have an answer to close it out.
I thought he had some, that second possession for the Eagles where they went and scored a touchdown. I thought Petullo had some nice plays. The play they made to Calcaterra, the one pass play to Calcaterra was a really good design. I thought, I'm trying to search for things to be somewhat optimistic about.
Well, there is great stuff. There's elite moments in every game where you see last year's team. Again, in the last 3 games, there have been dominant halves. Like the second half against the Rams, the first half against Tampa Bay, the first half against Denver. That's why it is infuriating, because they just can't put it together for four
quarters,
full quarters. Yeah. And it feels like it's, again, because I think you're very limited at times with who your quarterback is and who your play caller is. Yeah. That's the reality of this football team, though. That's not going to change. You kind of have to live with that. But I think that's kind of the problem. And when you don't have the run game to close things out and you have to lean on the play caller and the quarterback, at times you're going to have outcomes like this.
I think this is a positive, but it's also can be perceived as a negative. Mm-hmm. And the 3 games now that Dallas Goedert has played, he is 12 catches for 13 targets and four touchdowns.
I mean, I love the way they're using him in the red zone, but
I mean, think about it. A guy who kind of banked on himself a little bit.
Yeah.
He's having a really.
They made him take a pay cut.
He's going to get a big check from somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got 4 touchdowns
he's been
already.
Really good. And frankly, that play along the right sideline, that was absolutely passing.
100% DPI. Oh yeah, they should have had the ball at the 2-yard line.
They really should have.
Today was the first day that the Eagles didn't score a red zone touchdown.
They were perfect.
That first field goal they kicked, they were 11 for 11 coming in.
What was the Goddard passing touchdown? I think the touchdown to Goddard in the first half was.
Yeah, but then they had. I mean, they lost their streak, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
They ended up kicking a field goal.
Right.
I forget if it was, I guess, the second one.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Because his long was 11 yards, so obviously was in the red zone. But
I don't want to even complain about the penalty. I mean, it was DPI, but this football team deserved to lose that. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get mad about that.
Pretty quiet game for Jihad Campbell and Zach Baun, though, today. Not a lot of plays made.
Well, the only thing that with Baun was the penalty.
Well, right.
Yeah, a negative.
Yeah.
And a very costly.
I think the defense got gassed.
Yeah.
They played the whole second half. I mean, even for the youngest defensive football, what do you? I don't know. I'm not going to get mad at the defense at all. I think this is all on the offense.
How much do you think, though, the effect of last week in that heat and all that they played in that last week played into this week? Because I do believe that sometimes it's not who you play, it's when you play them. Mm-hmm. And going down there and winning in that heat, an area that they said they couldn't win in, you beat an undefeated team. Then was this positioned as a possible letdown game? You could look at it as it was, and that they weren't fully dialed in to face the Denver Broncos today, and there was a little bit of effect of last week's game. It's an out-of-conference game. You got the Giants next week. Not that the Giants are good, but it's still a divisional game.
To New Orleans.
But it's still a divisional game.
Yeah. But a rookie quarterback up against Vic Fangio, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to what you're saying. I think it's also the fact that, again, it's all of that, and they had to play so much in the second half of this football game. And Denver is really good in the trenches. They have an elite offensive line. So I think the pass rush kind of struggled to get home to Bo Nix in the fourth quarter. Jalen Hunt got that nice play that forced the penalty.
They couldn't collapse the middle of the pocket.
But it just felt like
it was scary to me.
And they were getting away with a lot of holding calls on Jalen Carter, but that's neither here nor there. I just think, that's definitely part of it. I just think, though, that the defense has had to carry this football team for 5 weeks, and it feels like that's catching up to them at least a little bit. Like you're not in even the modern day NFL, like 3 points, you hold a team to 3 points for like 2.5 quarters. That should be enough with this with this talent on offense. So yeah, they leaked in the fourth quarter. They were giving up points, but I don't know. The defense was keeping them alive just like they've been doing in every game.
All right, Louis going to tell you about Mazda.
Today's episode is brought to you by Mazda, moving the game forward for those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, they move culture, and they keep moving the game forward. This week's moment that moved the game forward, unfortunately, for the Denver Broncos was that 2-point conversion. Just a big-time aggressive play call by Sean Payton to give the Broncos an 18 to 17-point lead, which they would hold on to for the rest of the game. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved.
All right. You see on the side of the screen there, it says bound to happen.
Yeah.
And that means two things. I thought this week was bound to happen where we had a consistent game. It was going to be not so uneven of a first half and a second half. That turned out not to be
true.
Not to be the case. Now you can look at bound to happen though and go, well, it was bound to happen. They're going to lose a game. I know the city this week is probably going to lose their mind. I mean, this is a team. How many days was it, Harry?
287 days since the last loss.
Yeah. And like the first thing I see when I get on StreamYard to do the show is this. The Eaglettes will never win anything ever again. Bye-bye, bird. like I see that and I go oh my God. I got to stay away. They lost a game against a pretty good team. It's mitigated because it's a non-conference loss.
Right.
It's a game that does not do you in for home field. It does not. You play 17 games a year. You're going to lose. You are going to lose at home. This was bound to happen. How much do we linger on what happened? Is the question.
Well, you can't linger.
I don't know.
You can't linger. You got a Thursday night game coming up this week. You got a short week.
Is that right, Harry?
You got a short week, and you're going on the road against a divisional opponent that you have to beat. And I think the Giants are not very good. They got a young upstart rookie quarterback that I think Vic Fangio, even on a short week, is going to figure out a way to really mystify that kid. And the Neighbors is out. Like, the Giants are not good. Like, you're going to get right really quick because it's a short week and they're going to win Thursday night.
So this is the perfect week.
It is. And then he got 10 days to prepare for
week.
Carson Wentz, who led the Vikings.
Looked pretty good today.
He looked really good in that final drive.
That's what happens when you have a good play caller.
Yeah.
Tends to elevate players.
And a great wide receiver that you want to use.
That he should have always had to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That they should have drafted, right? And maybe he'd still be here. The only thing, I am so apoplectic that game with Carson Wentz is not here in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Can we petition a change of venue?
Dude, the Vikings just spent 2 weeks in Europe. You're going to petition them to move that game
Harry,
to Philly?
What does that do
Are you
for
out of
me?
your mind?
What does that do for me? I want Carson Wentz in Philadelphia, and I want to move the Nick Foles statue to the Minnesota sideline for the week.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I mean? With the Philly special call.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want to do. That would be fantastic.
I think you get right really quick. I do. You got a short week. You got a bad team on deck with a rookie quarterback. What about you, Louis? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think there's you can look at this with a half glass or a glass half full perspective because there have been some really good moments in every game. Like, you see it coming together. Whereas last year in 2024 for the first month, there weren't a lot of high highs. Like there weren't a lot of things to say like, oh, if we just keep doing that, it's going to hit. They eventually did turn it around and go on a 10-game win streak. This year, you are seeing like there are some incredibly elite moments from the defense has been great all year long. And the offense, like you do see it. They were incredible throwing the football today against that single high man coverage. They were beating Pat Surtain with A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith was cooking. I do think Patullo has it figured out in the red zone. I mean, he scores touchdowns more than anybody in football. He calls touchdowns more than anybody in the league right now when they get down there.
Play design, too.
Yeah, there's things you can hold on to, and it's like they're so talented that I just can't foresee for a 17-game schedule they're going to be this inconsistent all year. I just refuse to believe it with how much talent they have.
Yeah.
So I do think with an easier schedule the next 3 weeks that they can get to 7-1 and likely be fine. I'm just thinking about it not from a perspective of like, can they keep winning games and make the playoffs, win the division, be the 1 seed, but I'm talking about repeating, like winning a Super Bowl. And the way they're playing right now can win you regular season games.
That's the bar.
Yeah, that's the bar you've already set. So the way you're playing right now can win you regular season games, but it's not going to win you a championship. And they know that. There's a lot of time, and there's things to feel good about. But yeah, like if they keep playing like this all year, it's going to be 2023, 2018, and that normally leads to an underwhelming season.
All the pre-snap penalties have got to they got to eliminate that.
And getting to the line of scrimmage faster, Jalen Hurts said in his press conference today, like, that's still a problem. And Jordan Mailata talked about that this week. That's on coaching too. Like Patullo and Sirianni have to be better. They do.
All right, so what were Saquon's numbers this week, real quick? I just want to add this up.
He had
6 carries for 30
yards. Long was 17.
And then he had, of course, the receiving touchdown.
Okay, so last year through 5 games, he had 267 yards, 3 touchdowns last year.
Only 267 through 5 games?
No, that's this year.
Oh, this year. Okay.
Last year he had that on 2 runs.
Last year. Yeah, exactly.
Last year he had that in the second half of a game.
Yeah.
This last year through 5 games, give me the number for goodness sake. I'm asking Pro Football Reference to give me the cumulative, but it's not giving it to me. I mean, you look at his games last year, rushing the ball, 109, 95, 147, 84, and 47 in the first 5 games.
He was almost at
it's almost 500
half
yards.
of 1,000 yards.
Yeah. And rushing the ball, he had 4 touchdowns at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the difference year to year is insane when you look at what he did last year compared to what he's done this year.
Teams are trying to stop it. It's a combination of they are going to stop number 26, and they don't have the offensive line right now to say, we don't care if you're trying to stop it. We're going to do it anyway because we're the best in the league at it. Like it's that combination of those 2 things that's stopping them. And so you have to win in other ways on offense, not just on defense, but on offense. And the passing game cannot close out games.
Yeah. You guys a little concerned about Cam Jurgens?
Yeah, I don't think he's healthy.
Yeah,
the back surgery clearly did a number on him too.
He looks like he's like a half a step slow, like just not getting into the. We saw Kelsey for years get into the second level, pull and just get out and lead. And Cam Jurgens in last year, we kind of looked at it and go, wow, he can kind of do some of the same things. He doesn't look like the same guy at all today.
Nope.
He really does.
And then, no Becton. Becton to Steen
Becton
is a step down, a half a step down.
I don't mean to talk draft already, but this team is absolutely drafting like linemen in every round next year for the first 4 rounds on both sides of the ball. Like they
may draft a wide receiver early
because
AJ Brown ain't going to be around.
Maybe.
But that's another question. How much do you think AJ Brown and the distraction with the quote and everything this week played a part in it?
I think it played a part in them going too far throwing the ball because they only had 6 rushing attempts to Saquon. I think they were really hell-bent because of what happened with Brown to fix the passing game.
See, that can't happen, though.
That's very reactionary.
But I do think they needed to do that, though. The passing game could not continue to perform the way it was, especially if the run game is going to be shut down like this. So they needed to have this kind of performance throwing the ball in the first half, but they just took it too far. It just feels like this coaching staff never has the right answer.
It never got to that point is the thing.
Sure.
Like
once you have a 17-3 lead, it's like you
sorry,
abandoned.
AJ.
Yeah, it's like run the ball.
We got to win the game. But it should have never got to the point where 2 games in a row or whatever it was. I think you brought it up, Harry, where he wasn't targeted until late in the third quarter. It should never have gotten to this. That's mismanagement.
The plays were there to be made, though, in the passing game. I mean,
yeah,
they just didn't make them. So
in the previous games, you're talking about, right?
Well, today, too, though, I thought, Devontae had the ball. A.J. Brown, he scores that touchdown. They win the football game. So that's just the problem. They just can't put it all together right now. It's always something like that.
Okay. Are they a team now that other teams are going to look at because of what happened? They lost at home to Denver. Denver was down big in the game. Denver comes back, wins in Philadelphia.
1-7 in their last 8 road games was Denver, too.
Yeah.
And they're down 14 points and find a way to win.
Do the Eagles look to the other teams in the NFL? Let's not. We'll talk about how we feel about it in a second. But do the Eagles look to other teams in the NFL like they might be a little bit vulnerable all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I mean,
they have to, right?
You're not getting any home runs from your big-time player in the backfield.
Nobody's fearing Saquon
they
right
had
now.
They had no situations where they had a tush push today. That's usually a guaranteed win, right?
And an attitude type play.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they're not running the push because of all the backlash the last few weeks. I don't know if the last 2 weeks they are not running it, and I do wonder.
Reactionary too.
Like, are they nervous that the play's going to get banned if they keep running it? So they're almost trying to put it on ice.
Voted to keep it. Did you see the quotes from Sean Payton?
Well, they ran it today, so I would hope Denver used it.
Yeah.
Well, they faked it, and it caused a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Payton
Jalen
was
Carter, I think, was offsides or something on that.
Yeah, but Payton had great quotes about it. I thought, even though their team voted against it, he didn't vote against. He wasn't against the play. So I don't know. I think if I'm trying to put my mind into never a pro athlete, admit it, right? Yeah. But I'm trying to put my mind into the situation and go, if I'm facing the Eagles next week, even though it's the Giants and they suck and it's on a short week, I'm still going, that team looks a little vulnerable because they're two different teams. One half, they're one team. If we can survive that half and be within striking distance, in that other half, we might be able to do more than they were able to do in that first half. And they are now. The air of invincibility of a team that won 20 of 21 games.
Wait a second. Now, with one loss, you're saying
Harry,
this invincibility is gone?
You know how it goes in the NFL. They go, I heard this 1,000 times from the coach. Oh, they got a blueprint.
Dude, Jackson Dart isn't going to sleep a wink this week prior to this game. Are you serious?
And that's just because it's the Giants and they stink.
No,
I'm talking about the NFL in general.
Well, that's what you got next. That's all you can worry about.
So they can reestablish that against the Giants, where everybody and their uncle suspects they're going to beat the living you-know-what out of the Giants.
They got the Giants twice before the bye week here, okay?
Well, thank goodness.
They do have the quality wins this year, though. Yeah. So if they beat the Giants, I'm not saying, they're pretenders this year.
It's not. It's about what have you done for me lately in pro sports. Yeah. You got a team that was
the last 2 weeks before this. They beat the other. They beat 2 top 4 teams in the conference within this last 3 weeks. So,
don't shoot me. I'm just posing the question.
No, I mean, it's
if
fair.
I was on the other side, I'd go. They look like they might be a little vulnerable right now.
Are they the indestructible team of last year? No, they're not. Do they look like the 2022 Eagles, 2017, 2024? No, I'm with you on that. There are real problems with this football team that weren't there last year, personnel-wise and coaching, that I think might be harder to fix this year. It might be harder for them to go on a 10-game win streak and totally figure it out compared to last year. They didn't have the injuries last year on the offensive line. They didn't have... they had a superior play caller. I don't know how much better Kevin Patullo can get. I think he kind of is who he is. Kellen Moore had a proven track record. I think he probably has. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not like he's going to develop a whole brand new offense as the year goes. Is he going to invent new stuff as the season goes on? I don't think so.
You got a big break though. You got a big break by the Rams losing the other night. Okay. That was a huge loss in the NFC. And the Packers tying the Cowboys was huge too. They lose to Cleveland, then they go to Dallas, and he gave up 40 points to the Cowboys.
Who the heck? In all fairness, in all the stupid knick-knack things in all of sports these days, and all-star games. Why should any NFL game, you prepare an entire week to play a game, should it ever end in a friggin' tie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that
Ties
should
not be
never
in the league.
happen.
But it does help the Eagles. So,
It does.
yeah, I
It
mean,
does.
I'll take that.
The half
It
game
does.
thing,
Yeah.
but it should never happen. But I'm telling you, as an athlete, and put myself in that mind, and if I'm playing against them, I've got to convince myself that they're vulnerable. I just have to, because even if they might not be, even in the deep recesses of my soul, I don't believe it. I got to go into that game going, I think they might be a little bit more vulnerable now than they've been in a while.
So I don't want to go like too far into the future, but I think there's another really important reason that Kevin Patullo, there's another reason as to why like Patullo needs to get better this year.
All right,
It's
hold that thought. I want you to bring that thought right after this. All right, let me tell you about FanDuel, because Louis is going to have a great thought after I tell you about FanDuel. Now, FanDuel makes it great. They have can't-miss offers for you. NFL season is completely here, and they have an offer you don't want to miss. This season's been compelling already. It's been awesome. And right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. If you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down a measly $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Now, you can do that in a number of different ways. You can bet straight parlays. You can get in on all the different ways, player props, game props, same game parlays, followed by the live lines during games. That's what I love, the live in-game betting. It makes watching football even more exciting because you got a little something riding on the action as the action's happening. So whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats all week and looking for the flaw or the matchup or whatever it is, FanDuel is going to make the game day experience even better. So just go download the app. It's really simple to use. This is not complicated. It's not rocket science. You can build parlays. You can build the same game parlays. You can put player props in there. You can do the live lines. You can do it all. That's what's so great about it. Again, like if you're the casual fan and you don't feel like diving into the stats, you don't feel like going and doing all this homework, you can still get in on the action, either with the live betting or betting in so many other ways. FanDuel makes the game day experience fantastic. So what are you waiting for? Do yourself a favor. Visit FanDuel.com and download the FanDuel app today, and that'll just get you started, and you're going to have a blast. I absolutely promise it. All right. Louis, the stage is yours.
Do you guys think we're like bound for a conflict this offseason? I don't want to get too ahead of myself. It's only been 5 games into the season. I just feel like it's inevitable that there's going to be some sort of Nick Sirianni, Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman conflict, because
Power grab.
I don't believe Kevin Patullo is going to get much better this year. Does that mean the offense won't get better? No, I think the offense will get better. But I wonder if it's eventually what holds them back from winning a championship. Let's say they lose in the wild card divisional round. They don't even make it to the conference championship. I bet Lurie and Howie, kind of like with Doug at some point, and after Sirianni's collapse in 2023, they get their hands dirty and want say in who is the offensive coordinator, who is the play caller. I don't see Sirianni moving off of his guy, Kevin Patullo, at any point next year. And again, it's only 5 games into the season, but if this doesn't get better, I just do wonder if we're due for that kind of conflict, because with Sirianni's newfound power after a Super Bowl win, he's going to probably be like Doug with loyalty and not move on from this guy. And I just don't trust that Patullo is going to be a plus for you all season. That's worth him still being the guy in the future. I don't know. It's only a 5-game sample size, but it just looks so predictable and lacking creativity and no identity. I mean, one designed run play in the second half is just like insane. I don't know. It might be too galaxy brain right now for everybody, but I'm thinking about it already.
0 completed passes the week before.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's
just bizarre.
The low lows are just way too much for an offense this talented.
Yeah.
I think it might be more likely that Sirianni says he's got to go.
Interesting.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean,
Just seems like he's his guy. Like Petula's been with him since 2021. Like, is it his Press Taylor? Like, Doug just would never get rid of that guy in Jacksonville and Philly. And again, it's getting too down the road probably, but as the weeks go on and this continues to happen, I can't help but think about it because it's so similar to situations and seasons we've seen in the past.
If you've ever seen a young coach that's got a ton of hand, you will never see a guy after 5 years coaching in the NFL have as much hand as Nick Sirianni. He has coached 72 games. He has got 2 Super Bowls, or he's got 1 Super Bowl,
2 Super Bowl appearances. Yeah.
He has a record of 52-20.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he should have like a dump truck full of power to do what he wants, right?
Yeah.
But we do know that one thing that Howie Roseman suffers from is a Napoleonic complex of control. And he does it along with the owner and the windmills and the whole thing, right?
It's Lurie, too. I mean, Lurie wanted Doug, when he got fired, to pitch him how the offense was going to get back on track the following season. Doug wanted to just promote from within. He's like, that's not good enough. We're moving on. So
Lurie fancies himself sometimes as a football guy.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like Groundhog's Day where
football guys.
It just feels like a very similar situation is unfolding. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's like last year at the start. But this just always happens when they make this move, promoting from within. It's happened every single time. And it just never works. I don't know.
But let's not overreact to a loss. I mean, it's been a long time.
Well, we just did for an hour.
It's been 5 weeks, though.
I mean, seriously, it's one loss. It's to an AFC team.
I'm not saying fire the guy yet. I'm just saying maybe coming soon. You know.
See, but like some of the commenters, like Red says, that was terrible. We need to get better. Totally, that's rational.
Yeah.
Rizzy 68's got. We have to play a complete game.
That is true.
Totally right.
Haven't done it all year. Yeah.
Penalties is discipline.
What happened? They didn't block a field goal this week. Where was the field goal block?
So many penalties we're seeing.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing stuff that makes sense. So
yeah, the coaches will grind on that this week. I guarantee it.
I saw one about. Oh, well, I can't put that one up because it has an F word in it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But this guy's right too. Malik says Bo Nix had an incredible fourth quarter, flawless. He did. I was impressed.
Yeah, I was too.
I think Bo Nix is very underrated. Yeah.
I think you just see one of those guys that like you go, oh, dude's going to be a gamer.
Yeah.
The Baker Mayfield comparison by Fangio is kind of spot on. Stylistically, he's very similar.
Yeah,
but
he
bigger.
Plays live.
Yeah, but he's faster too.
Yeah.
Big arm, like that was impressive to watch.
Yeah, they're an underrated team in the NFL. Like I think they're legit in the AFC.
Yeah, they are. I tell you, I'm just mystified though. Like you see them taking 6 sacks. Okay, right. Where this quarterback,
some of those were runs where he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but this quarterback has such escapability and the ability to run, and he did not do it today. That is bizarre to me.
I do wonder if he was hurt, though. They said he was on the sidelines working on his leg a couple times, so I don't know if he got banged up a little bit, but he did seem rather slower today.
He's in the game, and he's playing. Like,
is the backup healthy now?
McKee?
Yeah,
I think McKee's back.
Is Tom McKee healthy?
I saw him.
It's Tatter McKee, I know.
I saw him on the sidelines. He's healthy, I think.
Yeah, just because he's on the sidelines doesn't mean he's healthy.
Well.
Maybe we need Don McKee.
Don McKee.
This team could win 5 championships, and we'll still always be talking about the backup quarterback.
Oh, I know. There's no doubt about it.
Whether it's Coy Detmer, Rodney Pete, whoever it is, it doesn't matter.
So now, when's our show this week? And then because then we have the postcast on Thursday night.
Oh, that's right. Because we got a short week.
Yeah.
Maybe we go.
Which is nice though. We get that loss out of our mouth pretty quick.
Yeah. So. Doesn't linger. Doesn't have a chance to linger.
Maybe we go Tuesday. We give we give ourselves a little time to cool off. Yeah. We do a Tuesday program, and then we ramp it up for Thursday night. I got a really busy Thursday.
Oh, okay.
A really busy day. I have to have my scan. I have a CT.
Oh, that's the Flyers opener, right?
No, I have my. I have a CT scan of my chest and my abdomen. I have an MRI of my pelvis to find out what all the chemo and radiation did, and then I have the Flyers home. I have the Flyers opener against Florida Panthers, the 2-time Cup champs.
There you go.
And I have the Eagles. So, yeah, we got a busy Thursday, so I'm going to need to rest up a little bit. So maybe Tuesday. I'm going to need Wednesday, Harry, to rest up. You can play golf on Wednesday.
Right.
That's not going to affect my level.
Right.
And God forbid, I know you've already got a tee time booked.
Before we say goodbye, I don't want to leave this, with a taste of, I'm anti-Hurts. I'm going to give Hurts some props. He checked into that wheel route play at the line of scrimmage. Do you remember
saw that? Yeah.
Like he saw the defense, checked into it, called the perfect play, and they scored a touchdown. How about that?
There was a mirage of Andy Reid over there, Harry.
Yeah.
Gotta earn a wheel route.
Yeah.
Darren Sproles.
Dude, I love the wheel route. Are you kidding me?
I do too, because I think when it works, it's just
a good looking play.
Yeah. You probably won't see them use it now for 10 weeks because it worked. So it just tends to be the way it works.
Yeah, good point. Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Catch Louie all week, even on a short week.
But wait,
Locked On Eagles daily.
Hold up, though. I got to ask Louie, how did you think your boy Ringo played today? Because they were obviously targeting him.
He had 2 deep balls that forced incompletions, forced punts. I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was a liability today. Again, I think he did enough to hold off Adoree Jackson for another week. So, the defense was good overall. So,
all right.
Coming up tomorrow on Locked On Eagles, full breakdown of Adoree Jackson. Have a great week, everybody. It'll be a short one. We'll see you coming up on the Squad Show probably Tuesday, and Eagles Giants Thursday Night Football. Have a great day, everybody.